Hey everyone, welcome back to CSS tutorial for complete beginners. Today we're going to learn about how to create a table using CSS in your Visual Studio Code. So here you can see there is a table you can see, and we're going to create it into our HTML file in a very simple way. And then we're going to do some CSS into the HTML website in a very simple way. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So first what we're going to do, we're going to save it over here. And then if you come over into your right side in your website, and if you left side put your Visual Studio Code, as you can see now, right now there is nothing. So we're going to add table into our body, and into the table we can simply add tier tag, and into the tier tag we can simply add th tag. Into the th tag we can simply add name. Can save it. As you can see, we added the name over here, and then we're going to add table header. I'm going to add age, and then we're going to add another time th tag, and then going to add the location. It's called Newark, so I'm going to add in Newark, and then we're going to save it. And now as you can see, we added the name, age, and Newark, and after that, closing tier tag, we're going to add another tier tag, and then here we're going to add th tag, and into the table heading tag we can simply add another name called Jane Smith, and then we can simply another add th tag and going to name it his age table data. So for that I'm going to add td tag over here. For table header tag, it's a td tag because it's an data for this table. So I'm going to add td tag, and then we're going to add the London. And after we have to come over after this tier tag, and then here we can simply add another tr tag. It means table row, and then we can simply add another table header tag. So for that we're going to use th tag. So as you can see that we added a tier tag and the table headings, as you can see over here, but all the information into the headings we can simply add it as table data. So for that we need to change our tags into table data. So you should need to remember this, otherwise your table won't be created successfully. So into the table data we can give the name called Sam Smith or Sam Wilson, I could say. And from here I can simply copy it and going to paste it over here 2 times. And 2 times after we can simply add his age. So it's the age of, I would say, 30. And the location should be, I would like to give London. And now we can simply save it. As you can see that we added the name James Smith, Sam Wilson, age 30, New York City and London. After that we can simply add another tier tag. Into the tier tag we can simply add table data. So for that I'm going to use td tag, and into the td tag I'm going to add the name called Wilson Shane. And then I'm going to add his age. For that I'm going to use td tag. It's called table data, and the age should be 28. And then I'm going to use the td tag another time. I'm going to give his location into the Tokyo. That's it. If we just now save it, as we can see we added the name, age and Newark as the table heading. Not the Newark, I would give it as a location. So I'm going to add the location over here, going to save it, and as you can see we added name, age and location. So I'm going to add it as table header, because as you can see it's not have the bold, so that's why right now it's already all okay. And that's it. And now we will going to go for our style.css. So for that I'll have to come over to style.css, and from here I would like to start with the body. So for that I'm going to use the body and use the curly brackets, and for first one, I'm going to use the font family to Arial, Helvetic, and sans serif. So I'm going to use them, going to save it. And then I'm going to use the display. So for that, I'm going to use it as flex. And then I'm going to use the justify content as to the center. So for that, I'm going to click on the justify content and going to save it as center. Going to save it. And then we're going to add the align item. So for that, I'm going to add the align items attribute, and then I'm going to put it into the center another time. I'm going to save it. And as you can see, we all put it into the center. And then I'm going to use the height, and the height should be 100 VH. Sorry, I put it wrong. Attribute VH, and going to save it. As you can see now, right now, they're all into the middle. As you can see. So after, what we can do, we can simply add the background color. So for that, I'm going to use the background color attribute and going to give this background color. So verify F4, 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 going to save it. And then what we can do, we can now give a margin about 0 pixel, can save it right now. And that's it, the work of the body section. And then we're going to work with the table section. So for that, we're going to use the table attributes and going to give the curly brackets, and into the curly brackets we can simply add the width, and the width should be 80%, and we can simply save it. As you can see, there is some gaps comes in. And now we're going to add the max width. So for that, I'm going to use the max width, going to give it as 600 pixel, going to save it. And then we're going to add the border. So for that, I'm going to use the border and going to give the border. It's not only the border, it's a border collapse. So for that, I'm going to use this one and going to give the collapse attribute. And into the collapse attribute, I'm going to collapse it, going to save it. And then what we can do, we can simply give a background color. So for that, I'm going to use not the color, only the background attributes. So for that, I'm going to use add white, going to save it. And then I'm going to add the box shadow. So for that, I'm going to use as a box shadow attribute, and in the box shadow attribute, you can simply add 0, 4 pixel, 8 pixel, and RGB. Into the RGB, we can simply add 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. That's it. And now you can see it's looking like this. So after that, we're going to click on enter another time. And then we're going to add the border radius. Into the border radius, I'm going to use it as 10 pixel. We can save it. And after that, we're going to add overflow. And the overflow should be hidden. And that's it. Going to save it. And it looks like this. And after that, what we can do, we can simply add th and td tag. And we're going to use the curly brackets. Into the curly brackets, we can simply add the padding. And the padding should be 12 pixel. That's it. We're going to save it. And as you can see, it's right now it's looking bigger. So then we're going to add it as to the text align to the center. Going to save it. As you can see right now, it's looking pretty good, right? We're going to add the border bottom. So the border bottom should be 1 pixel, solid, and give the solid with hash DDD. Going to save it. And now as you can see that we give a border into the bottom side, and it is about 1 pixel, and the solid color is a DDD, as you can see, triple T. And then we're going to go for our next side. It's called table header side, and going to give it as a curly bracket. And into the curly brackets, you can simply add the background, and the background should be this color called 3498 DB. Very good color. This looks like something blue sky. So as you can see right now, it's looking like this table header side. And we're going to add another thing into this table header as a color. I'm going to give the color as white. That's it. We're going to save it. And as you can see, the table header names color, it should be white and the background should be blue. After that, we're going to work about the tier side. So for that, we're going to use the tier. I'm going to give the curly brackets. Into the curly brackets, I'm going to, before the tier tag, I'm going to use the tier hover. So for that, I'm going to use tier hover. And then use the curly brackets. Into the curly brackets, we can simply add the background. And the background should be hash f1 f1 f1. Say, and we can simply save it. So now it's looking like very organized. And the last one should I work with is with the td tag. So for that, I'm going to use a td tag. I'm going to give the curly brackets. Into the curly brackets, you can see one only given color, and the color should be 333. You can simply save it. And right now, as you can see that we all done with it. And right now, and as you can see that if I just put over here like this, as you can see, it's looking like a table with a very beautiful CSS. So yeah, this is how we can simply create table in your HTML website using CSS. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you for another videos. Till then, goodbye.